And they started the show with a in-ring face-to-face with Hangman Adam Page and Samoa Joe. And this was a long-awaited confrontation, Brian, because as you will recall, Samoa Joe and Adam Page got mad at each other 6 whole fucking days ago. So I have been foaming at the mouth to see them go face-to-face. They shot that impromptu thing last week because they didn't have a pay-per-view main event, I guess, because maybe somebody else got one of the people that got hurt, screwed things up, whatever. So they manufactured a sudden reason for Joe and Paige to be mad at each other. Joe would be a great heel if they're switching him. I don't know if they are. He came out with Hobbs and Shapoopy, and they all shook hands, and then Hobbs and Ship went to the back. But if it's more of this indie level, there's no baby faces and no heels bullshit that just confuses an already confusing issue here. They're wasting their time, and they're just going to beat Joe in a pay-per-view match, and then he's going to go back to being one of these 6-man miscellaneous champions. If they're switching him heel and he's going to goddamn have a concerted push going forward, I wouldn't even mind him dropping the goddamn thing this week, but I can't believe, or next week, whenever it is, at the pay-per-view, I can't believe they're going to put the belt on him, even though I'd like to see it. So, again, if they're going to switch him heel and put him in a main event spot, this is great. If they just did this for one show to beat him with Paige, who's getting more and more on my last nerve, then
Oh, did you listen to what, again, he doubles down on this type of promo where it's clear that he's not speaking in a natural way. And then eventually it always ends up with, like, bring your best, or I want you at your best, or I used to look up to you, or you should look up to me.
It's a phony delivery with phony enunciations of prepared material that he thinks sounds good in his head. And he's always got to growl it and sound fierce and like he's a tough guy. The better thing about this segment was that unlike everybody else, when Paige is droning on and on in this fashion, he's an unappealing and unlikable babyface in traditional terms. You have to already like him to put up with this. You have to want to like the concept of him, the idea of him. But what Joe did was he just stood there and smirked at him, which is what Samoa Joe, if he was really the guy Samoa Joe is supposed to be, would do to this fucking guy. He would stand there and smirk at him. And Paige goes on about, I gave you a shot because you and the others helped me with Moxley's bunch, but I will not let you take this from me. Joe cut a promo like a professional wrestler. He sounds more natural. He has a tone and a delivery and an inflection. And he called Paige a pretender. Is it we had your back or you wouldn't be the man? Everything you said was true. But I forgot who I was, who my target is, the champion, and you are no champion. And Joe tore him a new asshole verbally with a pro wrestler's delivery and an attempt to have a serious interview segment that might draw money for a pay-per-view main event. And he told him he's going to choke him out and win his belt. Why don't they let this guy fucking go regularly, weekly on television instead of having green partners and meaningless multiple man belts? They are so short on either exciting heels or appealing baby faces that Joe could be either. And then Paige tried to come back on him by yelling louder and tried to sound like a tough guy in front of a guy who could break him in fucking half. But Joe was still unbothered, even though Paige had the last word. But Paige was unintimidating, and I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do with Joe, but I will not hold out a lot of hope because I think they just manufactured this for one show, and then he's back in the deep freeze. What do you think?
I mean, we'll see. It's weird that they would manufacture this for one show. At the same time, WWE's manufacturing stuff for one show. But no, it's weird that they would do that. Samoa Joe's so much better as a heel. I know they need top baby faces. He's not going to be the top baby face. They need a good heel that isn't in the Moxley group and that isn't in the Don Callis group. But again, I'm not convinced he's turning heel just yet. And it seems like Hobbs isn't either. So we'll see what happens there, but Adam Page is terrible. People like him. People swear that his promos are good, I guess because he puts so much passion into them. But if you listen to what
he says a lot of words and enunciates them all clearly.
Yeah, if you listen to what he's saying, he's full of shit, and he goes too long. He goes way too long.